Hey guys, so today I'm here with the DV8 Off-Road Tubular Rock Doors with the aluminum perforated mesh, fitting all 2018 and newer 4-door JL Wranglers. So tube doors are always a perfect solution for somebody who's looking for a little bit of extra protection, as well as a little bit of extra style while they have their full doors off and are enjoying that open air driving experience. So these are gonna be perfect for somebody who's going out on the trail and wants a little bit of extra visibility down low to see what they're crawling over, as well as a little bit of extra protection from any kick up or any brush that's rubbing up against their Jeep. So these are also going to be perfect for when you're out on the street and you want a little bit of extra security while you're driving around with your full doors off, and if you're also looking for a little bit of extra style. And these are also going to be built tough and made to last, made of a 3/16 inch steel plating as well as steel tubing. It's going to have a nice textured black powder coat finish on top to protect the steel underneath, but to also give it an aggressive look. And speaking of styling, it does have that mesh panel that will be able to be taken off and painted to customize to whatever color scheme that you have going on your JL. So this is going to be a complete package, and I personally like that because it's going to come with mirrors, it's going to come with door stoppers, as well as limiting straps to protect everything on your Wrangler or protect the body on your Wrangler from getting scratched up, and they are going to fit very well and be very functional. So these are going to be roughly $1,200, making them a little bit more expensive than some other options on the page, but in my personal opinion, I think that's for good reason. So these are going to come in a complete set of 4. So instead of other options where you would either have to get the front doors and the rear doors separately, this is going to come with all 4 for a little bit of extra convenience for the 4-door owners. So what I personally like about this kit is the fact that it comes with everything, and it's also going to include a set of mirrors, which is a plus when you're upgrading to tube doors. Now, some other options on the page, they may only come with a mount for a mirror and not necessarily the mirror included in the kit. So in my personal opinion, I think that this comes with everything that you need or would need out of a tube door. It's going to provide you some of that custom feel with the perforated mesh. They're going to fit really well, and they're also going to function like an actual door, which is what I really like to see out of tube doors like this. So for that couple extra bucks, I think that these are definitely worth it. So install is going to be a very easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. You're going to need a couple of basic hand tools, and it can't take you any more than 2 hours to get the job done. So speaking of that install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were an impact wrench, 3/8 inch drive ratchet, 13mm ratcheting wrench, 13mm deep socket, a T50 and T40 torque socket, a 5mm Allen socket, and a 5/32 inch Allen socket. So the first step to this install is removing our doors. What we're going to do first is take off the bolts that are on the bottom of each of our hinges on our doors using a T50 torque socket. So after those are off, we can go ahead and open our door and disconnect our latch inside as well as our wiring harness. So with a T40 torque socket, I'm going to remove this bolt that's holding on our latch here, and then we can pop this trim off and disconnect our harness. Just have to pull forward. This is only connected by a couple of clips as well as a rubber piece, so if it comes all the way off, that's okay. So we can pull out our wiring harness. There's a tab you have to depress. You can just pop that right out. And then the last thing is our limiting strap. So you kind of have to pull the door in and slide it over, and then we'll be able to slide our door up and off and repeat that process for the other 3 doors. So our next step is to slide the door up and off. We'll go ahead and put this to the side. So our next step is to prep our doors. Now our front doors are not going to come with pre-installed hinges as well as the mirrors that are in this kit. So we do have to put those on before we can mount them up to our Wrangler. Now our rear doors do have the hinges already mounted on, so we can go ahead and mount up our front hinges. Now these are going to be site specific. I would keep that in mind, but there is going to be 3 holes on the top as well as the bottom that we can mount this up to with our provided hardware. Now I don't want to tighten anything down just yet because I want to make sure that this has the best fitment once it's up on the Jeep. We can do the one at the bottom. So what we're gonna do next is mount up our mirror. So there are gonna be 3 holes up at the top and you're gonna utilize the top 2. We can stand this up most of the way, hold our mirror in place, grab our hardware. It's gonna be the same hardware that we use for our hinges. So after those are threaded on, what we can do is tighten that up with the 13mm socket. Now the top bolt is going to interfere with this tube up at the top. I'm just going to use an open-ended wrench to tighten that down. All right, now we're ready to mount this up on our Wrangler. So making sure that the hardware is off the bottom of the pins, we can slide the pins on our new door into our hinges here. All right, so once they slide into place, what we can do is lock our latch in place, and then we can tighten down our hardware. So now that we know that the latch will line up, now what we can do is tighten this latch down in place. I'm gonna use a 5/32 inch Allen key as well as my 3/8 inch drive ratchet and just tighten those up. And while we're here, you can also see that this has a rubber stopper, so it's not going to interfere with your paint. Then we can go ahead, lock it into place. So now that our door is latched into place and everything is lining up, we can go ahead and tighten down our hinges. Now I'm gonna be using a 5mm Allen socket as well as my 3/8 inch drive ratchet and a 13mm ratcheting wrench. So what we can do now is secure down our hinges with our provided hardware. After the nylon lock nuts are threaded into place, we can tighten them up with a 13mm socket. Now you don't want to tighten them up too tight just because you still want the door to move freely, but you want to make sure that they're secure while the door is on. So last but not least, we're just going to attach our limiting strap. This was originally on our door, it just fell off. So this is going to prevent your door from swinging all the way out and hitting your paint, and the mirror from hitting your cowl. And then once that's on there, we can close up this door and work on the rest. So for the back door, it's going to be a very similar process. However, we don't have to add a mirror, and we also don't have to attach our hinges. They're already pre-attached. So we're just going to slide this back door into place. All right, then we can line this up with the back, make sure the latch lines up correctly. Then we can tighten our latch down just like we did on the front with that 5/32 inch Allen key. So just like the front, if you do need to do a little bit of an adjustment, you can just loosen up the hinges and correct them with the latch, but it seems to line up pretty good. So we're going to, at this point, attach our hardware on the bottom of our pins and then our limiting strap. After that's back into place, we can do the same thing on the other side, and we're all set to go. So that's gonna wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos and products like this, always keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.